Oh, hi there. I'm reviewing a keyboard today. It's a Hexgears. It's a Hexgears low-profile mechanical keyboard. It's right in front of me here. I've decided I'm going to use it and play some Far Cry 6 because why not? I actually normally play these games on joypad because I play it on console. But a lot of the times that's because I don't have a good keyboard, to be honest, for gaming. I don't necessarily like to play games on a full-sized mechanical keyboard. It's not what I like. This is the type of style that I like to play games on, this low-profile style, specifically designed for gaming. So let's jump into the review here, and we'll see how good this thing is here. It's definitely helping me be a sneaky girl here. All right. But yeah, let's jump into the review here before I get sucked into this game and see if this Hexgears keyboard is worth your money. Which is a nice little metal thing. I kind of like that actually. And then a keycap holder. It's kind of nice. That's that there. Very nice. So I'm going to set this over here for now. Ooh, it's a nice little thin, it's like a PCB style where you have this nice little back plate and then you have the keys mounted on top with the press down. Very nice. Okay, very actually surprisingly light, but it is metal. So that's a metal back plate there. It has plastic on the bottom to keep the weight down, so it's not super heavy. Rubber feet there. You get 3 stages, so flat is 1, 2, 3 with a rubber grip there. Very nice. On the back there, we do get our 2.4 gigahertz connection, USB-C on-off switch. Very nice. Yeah, I like the way this looks. These buttons are cool. They're shaped like circles, and they have clicky butts to them. And you can see the style here. This is, I don't know what these are called necessarily, but where they actually mount them on top of the kind of chassis there. So you have the backplate / chassis there, which is a metal. Then you have these mounted on top, and these are low profile switches. You can see there the style of the switch is a black switch. These are a low profile Kale switch. You can see that there. So you can pop these out if need be. Swap them out. If you get bored of them, get a different one. The nice thing about that as well is if you ever, damage, if you spill something in your keyboard or something, you can always just replace a single switch. You don't have to replace the whole keyboard. So you get your low profile. Okay, look at that tiny little thing. It's so cute. And you get your LED underneath there, and it's a 2-pin style, so that's very nice. Easy to swap. So in terms of features on the keyboard, you can see up here you do have 3 switchable modes. So we actually have 2.4 gigahertz, which I'm using right now, wired. 3 different Bluetooth modes. You just click them at a switch of a button there. These are actually to control the screen over here, and you can see there's a built-in little LED screen. Isn't that super cool? So you can go like that there and turn it on. Have a look at that. Hexgears. This is customizable, by the way. You can put different GIFs in there. So you can actually just come through. So you can see right now we have some stuff there. So you can see there we have Windows, we have the different modes. So if I click, for example, here, I'm going to switch to these modes. You'll see it on the little screen here. So wired, and then 2.4 gigahertz, Bluetooth 1, press it again, Bluetooth 2, Bluetooth 3, so it's a dynamic screen, which is definitely cool. I like that quite a bit. Then you have things like num lock, right? So you have key lock, sorry. So if you don't want to be able to press keys, you can go function like that. It'll lock up the keys. There's all these different features here, num lock, caps lock there, right? Num lock and all that as well. So that's cool. This thing is actually controllable from here. So you can actually go through this menu here, and there's different effects. So you can go effects, color. We'll do this when we get to the RGB section. Brightness, speed, right? Language, the little GIFs you can put in. You can customize these. Look at that. Well, look at those keys getting gains. Go like that there, and then we can scroll through. That'll go back, right? But you can also come through them like this, and then you can say, I don't know, color, and then scroll through. We'll get to this in a moment, but right, you can go through them like that. But if you are that type, you can still do. You can do like function and color, and all the switches are possible to do here. So let's say we don't want that. Turn off RGB, turn it on, change the color, turn it off. Different modes in that, volume up, volume down. So you can do all these things from here as well, if that's something that you prefer. As you can see, it is wireless. You can wire it up. It's obviously the battery's plugged in. So if you want to just plug it in and go for plugged in mode, you're going to have infinite battery, obviously, because it's plugged in. But it has to have a built-in battery. So they say that it's 50 hours of battery life when you're plugged, when you're idle like this. So if you're actually playing games, I mean, 50 hours is a long time. You can always just plug it in after a while, but I mean, that's more than 2 days of straight gaming. So that's quite a bit there. Very good. I guess if you crank up the RGB, it's going to use more. If you turn the RGB right off, you'll get more battery life. So it's your pick, but I mean, 50 hours is a lot. And then it does have programmable macros, apparently. We'll have to get into that and see if you can program some of the macros there, which is good for gamers. So the mic is a little, not too far away from it, just so you can get a bit of audio of feedback here. So let's do a little bit of a typing test here. Some people would lean towards a traditional style, just generic keyboard, like that style, higher keycap, just a traditional layout. I think those are actually a little bit more geared towards typists, to be honest, because that's what they came from, people who are just typing. Gaming, I actually prefer something like this, like a low profile keyboard with the PCB here with the backplate there and the keys mounted on low profile. It's really nice. Why, you may ask? Because it mirrors kind of like a laptop. It has all the benefits of a laptop, but it also has the benefits of a real mechanical, desktop keyboard. So I find that, the keys here are not going to be too cavernous between them. So the actual distance between the keys is not massive that way there. And then they're actually not gigantically, there's not a huge drop off between them as well. So I just find it nice, right? If you're going from, let's say, a laptop, which I do all the time, or a MacBook or something like that, and then you move into something like this here, you're going to feel very comfortable going with that, because you're not moving from, a MacBook laptop style keyboard and then into this giant behemoth, typist style keyboard that can sometimes be overwhelming, and it's actually a shock. It's really, really, really nice for typing. It just feels nice. The actual, snappiness of the keys is, obviously it's a nice mechanical KL switch there. Feels really, really nice there. Nice and smooth. The sound of them, I don't know, it's just, they still have a ton of travel. They just feel nice and snappy and precise. It feels like a keyboard that's not only designed for typists, but is still incredibly good for typists, right? I actually find that my accuracy when typing is actually the best on this style of keyboard. You have to commit to the key, but it's not super resistive. It's kind of, again, it's made for gaming, not just typing. So you want to just not be accidentally hitting things like that. But that means it translates very well for typing, right? Because you're also just not going to accidentally type letters that you don't want. So very, very nice, actually. Very nice for typing. I'm a pretty big fan of that